Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by tall grasses and red earth, there lived a farmer named Kofi. Now Kofi was known across the land for two things: his incredible hard work and his absolutely terrible luck. It didn't matter what he did, something always went wrong. When the rains came, they flooded his crops. When the sun shone bright, the soil turned dry and cracked. Yet through it all, Kofi never stole, never cheated, and he certainly never complained. Each morning, he woke before the roosters, carried his worn hoe to the fields, and whispered to himself, "One day, the earth will remember my kindness." One evening, after a long, grueling day, Kofi noticed something strange near the roots of an old tree. Half buried in the soil was a small calabash. But this was no ordinary calabash. It was smooth as polished wood and carved with strange symbols that seemed to move when you looked at them too closely. Kofi lifted it gently. Suddenly, a soft voice echoed from inside. "Farmer, why have you woken me?" Kofi jumped back, nearly dropping it. "Who speaks?" he asked nervously. "I am the spirit of the calabash," the voice replied. "For many years I slept beneath the earth. Because you found me, I will grant you a gift." Kofi's heart pounded in his chest. "A gift, yes," said the spirit, "whenever you are in need. Whisper your wish into the calabash. But remember this, ask only what you truly need. Greed will break the gift." And just like that, the calabash fell silent. That night, Kofi sat inside his small hut, staring at the calabash. After a long while, he finally whispered softly, "All I need is food for tonight." He covered the calabash and waited. Moments later, a warm, delicious smell filled the room. When he opened it again, the calabash was filled to the brim with steaming yam and rich stew. Kofi gasped with joy. From that day on, he used the calabash very carefully. When his crops were weak, he asked for a little bit of rain. When his tools broke, he asked for simple replacements. And slowly, his life began to improve. But Kofi told no one about his secret. Or so he thought. Kofi's neighbor, a man named Badu, started to notice the changes. "Strange," Badu muttered to himself. "Last season his farm was dying. Now his barn is full." One night, Badu crept to Kofi's window and watched. He saw Kofi whisper into the calabash. And moments later, food appeared. Badu's eyes widened with greed. "That calabash should be mine," he thought. The very next day, while Kofi was out working in the fields, Badu sneaked into his hut and stole the calabash. He ran back to his home and shut the door. Laughing, he whispered eagerly, "Calabash, give me gold, mountains of gold." The calabash trembled slightly, then filled with a single small coin. Badu frowned. "One coin? No, I want more." He shook the calabash angrily. "Give me riches. Give me endless wealth." The carvings on the calabash began to glow, and the same soft voice spoke again. "You ask for more than you need." But Badu only shouted louder, "I deserve everything." Suddenly, the calabash burst open, but instead of gold, a swarm of angry, buzzing spirits poured out like a cloud of bees. They chased Badu all around his hut, pulling his hair, knocking over his furniture. They spilled his food and scattered his coins into the dirt outside. Badu screamed and ran through the village with the spirits buzzing right behind him. The villagers laughed as he stumbled and fell right into a muddy ditch. At that moment, the spirits vanished, and the calabash rolled quietly back toward Kofi's home. When Kofi returned from the fields, he found the calabash resting by his door. He picked it up carefully. "Spirit," he said gently, "thank you for protecting yourself." The soft voice returned, "You have used my gift wisely. Farmer, because of this your fields will never go hungry again." From that day forward, Kofi no longer needed to whisper wishes. His farm grew strong all on its own. The rains came at just the right time, and his harvests became the largest in the village. And as for Badu, well, whenever he saw a calabash, he quickly walked the other way. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.